Hi guys, this video will be the ultimate guide on making geolocation apps in React Native with the help of React Native maps, and for tracking the location in the background we'll be using a library called React Native Geolocation. Okay, so I have made a lot of videos on the geolocation concept in React Native, and then this video will be the culmination or the combination of all the videos that I have made till now. Okay, so I have got a lot of queries where the users want to, or the developers want to create applications where like Uber or Zomato or DoorDash, etc. Okay, so I will discuss each and everything in depth on how the geolocation industry works, and then how you can leverage React Native as a framework to make the apps, and then use Supabase as the backend to facilitate all the required functionalities in an application on a geolocation based applications. Okay, so now let's get started. The first thing we are going to see is this particular library. Okay, we are going to install this library, and then we are going to leverage its functionalities. Like, for example, if I scroll down, what we are going to do is we are going to create a map. So we are going to use React Native maps to create a map, and then when the location moves from one place to the another place, we are going to get that location, and then we are going to transmit that location to our Supabase backend, and then in another device, which would be an Android emulator here, we are going to get all those location and draw a polyline over it. Okay, so that is the internet function. This is going to be a very long video, almost what it would be at least 1 to 1.5 hours. So do bear with me, but if you see each and every single minute, right, you will learn a lot of things which you can apply it in your work, and you can impress your users as well as your boss. Okay, so now these are all the notes that I have prepared, so I'm going to discuss everything here. Okay, so if I scroll down, the first thing is we are going to do a Uber style as well as a Zomato style, which is a huge delivery based food delivery based app in India. Okay, so in order to see that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a website called appshots.design, where I'm just going to go to the important geolocation screens here. Okay, so I think there's some issue here, so I'm going to reload this. Okay, this is working. Okay, yeah, right. So I'm going to explain what we are going to do in this video fully. So if I scroll down, okay, let's go to Uber here. Okay, this one we are also going to emulate this one, as well as if I scroll down to the tracking screen. I think okay, so okay, here. Okay, this is the one, right? This one and this one. So see this one, like I will explain more after this, right? So what is happening here? This is Zomato. It's a huge app in India where a user has ordered food from a restaurant somewhere here, and then it is going to get delivered to the user's location somewhere in this place. Okay, so how does this happen, and how you can do the same functionality in your app for a very small scale? Okay, so now let's discuss why we need to learn this. Right, before getting into the technical aspects, first let's discuss how big the geolocation or the logistic businesses all around the world, right? So the first one is the world of logistics, right? So what is it like? So let's say I'm going to give you a broad what I would say, like a spectrum of what is happening in Indian users, right? So let's say you in India, you wake up, and then okay, I'm going to tap on this. You wake up, and then you want to have coffee, right? What you can do is there is an app called Blinkit. Okay, in the Blinkit app, you can buy milk or any other required items there. Okay, this is for breakfast. So once you wake up, you can open the app, and then you can literally order milk for what, 50 rupees, 52 rupees to 100 rupees, which comes to about $1 to $2. Okay, a delivery person will literally deliver the you open the app, and then you order it, and a delivery person will deliver it to your doorstep within 10 minutes. Okay, 10-minute delivery, right? Next one, and then in lunch you are hungry, and then you want to eat something, you go to Zomato app, and then you order, let's take biryani. In India is famous, so for a global audience, let's take you ordered a burger from McDonald's for what, Like let's take no, $10. $10 is too much in India, but $5 to $10. Okay, that will be delivered in 30 minutes. And then next one, you wanted to have a snack. Okay, so if you want to have a snack, you go to an app called Zepto Cafe, Bistro, Swiss. No, Swiss is a new app which is available in India. Okay, for quick commerce, and then in quick commerce, it's fast food delivery. Literally, like they would deliver you snacks within 10 minutes. So Zepto, you go to Zepto Cafe. This is an example only. Okay, Zepto Cafe, and then you order what? You order samosa. You order samosa there. Samosa. Okay. That is what? It literally costs $2 to $5, and then that will come within 10 minutes. 10-minute delivery. Okay. Now the next step. You want to buy a makeup kit for your girlfriend. Okay. There are apps like Mintra where you can do this. So let's take makeup kit. So okay, from Mintra, you order makeup kit for your girlfriend or wife, for a GF/wife, or if you have some others, also that one. So that 10 minutes, and then you order it. That will cost you about what, $10 to $20, and it will come in 1 or 2 days. Okay, I will explain why I am saying all these things and how geolocation is used in each and sorry, I'm going to center this. Sorry, and I will hide all this, and then I will zoom in further. Okay. Okay. What is this? Oh, sorry. Here. Okay. So you ordered this, makeup kit for your girlfriend or wife via an app which uses geolocation service. So why I am doing all this is I'm going to say how this particular whatever concepts that I'm going to mention in this video is extremely important as a business, as a developer, for you to learn. Okay. Right. The next is you order what I would say is an Apple AirPod or some headphones from Amazon. Okay, so in Amazon you have ordered. Okay, let's say you ordered a watch for your father. Watch for your father. That will cost what, $10 to $100 up to your financial level. That will come in 1 to 2 days. And then night again you are hungry. Okay, you order what? You order. Okay, let's say one more. Sorry, you want to buy dresses. Okay, there are multiple apps. So for this, there are apps like Meesho. Okay, Meesho is a e-commerce app in India, which you can order a lot of things from there. So you order dress for yourself from Meesho for what, $10 to $20. That will come in 1 to 2 days. The last one is night you are very hungry. Okay, and then you want to eat something. So you order it from Swiggy, which is a competitor to Zomato. They have a duopoly in India. Okay, I think in US it's Uber Eats and DoorDash. In India, it's Swiggy and Zomato. You order a dinner, and then that cost what? It cost $5 to $10 in India. Okay, it will come in 30 minutes. Okay, now if you see carefully, okay, you didn't even step out of your house, and everything that is required for you, the morning breakfast, and then your lunch. Actually, I will add this as lunch so that lunch. You order burger, and then okay, you order lunch, and then you also order snacks. You ordered all the required items for you, like makeup kit, dresses, watch, gifts, etc. Watch/gift. Okay, and then you also order an item without even like going out of your home, within your own mobile application. Okay, within 5 to 10 minutes. Right. And then it was ordered in 10 minutes itself in India. Okay. This is available in all the metro cities in India. Okay. All these applications use a fundamental concept called geolocation /logistics. Okay. For this to happen, like for this, sorry, this spelling is wrong. So I hate spelling mistakes. Okay. So all these apps use the fundamental concept called geolocation /logistics to do all these things from the scratch, like from end to end. Okay, there are other competitors for Blinkit like Big Basket, Swiggy, Instamart, Zepto, all these people. Okay, right. So if you understand the geolocation concepts and then how to make these things right, your skill set will be at the top of the top level. Right, that is number one. And number two is, let's say you're in some remote place in your own country, etc., and then you want to connect your, like what I would say is your let's say your like mom and pop shops or the brick and mortar shops via the internet, right? You can make a small scale application like what I'm going to do now, where you can connect the grocery shops and all these like small shops like barber shops, etc., to your own to your own app as well as your server, and then facilitate business between the users and then your the normal shops, the brick and mortar shops, where they can provide deliveries to them, etc. Okay, so you can do all these things if you if you see this video fully. Okay, so I forgot one more. In India, we have one more app called Urban Pro. Okay, so I think it's Urban Pro only. So if I'm wrong, please let me know. I have not used this app before, but there is an app called Urban Pro which you can use to get technicians, barbers. Let's say for example, most of the time in India, you have to clean your AC, right? Like AC is air conditioner, so you can call technicians from Urban Pro. Oh, sorry, it's not Urban Pro, it's Urban Company. Okay, so it's Urban Company, and then you can call someone there, you can book someone within your app, and then what would happen is the app would immediately use geolocation services to check what technicians are around you, right? And then it can send the request to them, and then the normal business flow works. Okay, that you can do it for what five, not five stimulus, 10 to $100, and then they can arrive within 1 hour to 1 day. Okay, so just by a tap of your fingers in India, I'm going to go here. Okay, just by few finger taps, right? And if you have some money in your bank account, you would have everything in your fingertips, and then they would come to your home and do it for you because you are paying them the promised sum of money. Okay, all these things are powered by geolocation/logistic concepts in the software side, in the mathematics side, where in Postgres we have something called PostGIS, where we have multiple indexes to do all these stuff seamlessly. Okay, at scale. Like so now, let's take what I am planning is I want to make a food delivery application in my own locality, which is going to connect to college students. Okay. So what happened? Okay, let's discuss that. Right now, you can take a screenshot. You can understand how the concept that I'm going to say in this video is impacting each and every life in India, like urban city, at least in the urban city, right? Like Mumbai, Chennai, etc. Okay. Now, I'm going to go with a real business use case, right? Where in India, what would happen is we would have universities outside the city itself. Okay, so for example, let's say you have a college called A, right? A college A. So I'm going to say business slash this videos logic, like okay, let's take logic. Okay, now we have a college, or slash university outside city limits at what 20 to 30 kilometers outside which is at outside 20 to 30 kilometers. This is very, very common in India, at least in the state that I'm there. Okay, so what happens here is, so in inner city, right, there won't be any places to make these huge colleges slash universities. I'm going to use colleges from now because that is more prevalent in India. So these colleges will be present somewhere very, very far away. Okay. Now there won't be any food stalls or food restaurants around there because it's out of city, right? Nobody lives there except the college students. But in that college, so in that college we have what 1,000 to 2,000 students who are young, and then they have pocket money, etc., who are from 18 to 30, and then they would study late nights, they would want late night snacks, etc. These Blinkit, Zomato, like they won't be available at the end, right, at the city limits, right, because it's very tough to serve to them. So what happened was some businesses or fast food restaurants have selected that particular college, and then they have set up restaurants around there. Okay, so what we can do is, we are going to create an app for those restaurants to connect to the students who are in that particular college. Okay, so we will also provide delivery drivers where once the order is picked up from the restaurant, if it like the students can track the location of the driver from the restaurant to their own hostel room, or not hostel room, hostel building. Okay, because if you have ever gone to an Indian college which is outside the city limits, right? The college itself is 30 kilometers away, and then the hostels will be even 1 to 2 kilometers inside the college. Okay, so it is extremely tough for the students to cycle or to literally walk from their hostel building to the main part, like to the main entrance, right? And sometimes the delivery agents are not allowed to go in because of college rules. But we are going to break that rule now for this tutorial to work properly. Okay, so this is the entire business area, but we are going to copy the designs of what Zomato has done, as well as some designs from Uber. Okay, so this is the entire concepts that you have to know before making this one, right? So that okay, you will get whenever you have complete idea like this, right? When you develop the application, you will the ideas and the solutions will automatically come up slowly. That's how I do, right? Now the next one is I for missed this point. So in this times, in the modern times, this geolocation concepts and etc. are powered by software solutions. But 2000, or I think I don't know the exact date, but in ancient times there was something called no, I'll go here. There was something called Silk Road, which spanned from what Europe to Asia. We are Constantinople, like we are Turkey, right? So the goods from like America or Europe, all these goods flowed through that particular port city to Asia. Okay, at that time itself, the trade and all these things are facilitated by this geolocation or logistic concepts. So it's a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Okay, so it also goes to same for port travels, right? From one port to another port, where you ship goods from international waters to Indian waters, etc. Okay, so that's the what I would say is the outside the technical part that you have to know to jump into this. So that is done. Right, now let's jump right into the video, right? The concepts. So now what we are going to do is we are going to use a library called React Native Maps. Okay, and then the next library that we are going to use is React Native Geolocation. Right. So for this to work, I have already made all these integrations in these guides, but still I will do it again in this one. Okay, the first step is to you have to create a new project. So you can create a new project via the React Native docs. I assume that you are already created all those things, and then you are just seeing this video to integrate these features. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to this is my React Native project. This is old architecture with Hermes enabled, and then the project version is 73.8. I feel the new architecture is lacking some issues here and there, but in old architecture everything works buttery smooth. Okay, so for me, business is more important than the 100 or 200 millisecond speed that I get. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this particular library here. So now you need to know one thing where from the old architecture version is supported only from here. Okay, so what I mean is after this particular version, React Native Maps break for old architecture. Okay, old architecture enabled projects. Okay, so you have to install this particular version only. So I will add this command in the description. So what you do is you install this one, or else if you have old architecture, new architecture enabled, you just use this one. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here, and then the React Native Maps library will be installed. So that is number one. Number two is this is the library that we are going to use to track the location of the driver and then emit it to our server. And then the user will be able to see the driver's location, as well as the driver will also be able to see it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is this is the library that we are going to use. It's an actively maintained one. Now I'm going to scroll down, and you can see it says extends the geolocation with spec, etc. It also supports the old architecture and the new architecture one. Now if I scroll down, I'm going to copy this. Okay, I'm going to copy that one, and then I'm going to paste it in my project, and then it is going to get installed. Okay, once that is done, let's get back to React Native Maps. So first thing is the iOS side. Okay, So in iOS, there are two things to know. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. So in iOS, we have Apple Maps and Google Maps. Okay. In Android, we only Google Maps is allowed. Which when we use the library, what React Native Maps, one we have only these two or less these two options. For iOS, Apple Maps is completely free. Even if you have a billion users, it's free to use. Okay, but for Google Maps to be used, you have to pay some money, right? For each and every Google Map initialization because it's a paid product. Okay, same for Android, same for iOS. Okay, now to enable Google Maps in Android, what you have to do is go here and then you have a section called enabling Google Maps. Before doing that, what you have to do is for iOS, you have to use CDIOS and then go there and use pod install to install the required pods there. Okay. Once you have done that, to enable Google Maps, what you have to do, copy this command and then go to your project, go to Android. Okay, go to iOS, go to your project name and then tap on app delegate.mm and then go to the top and then install it. And paste it here. Okay, that is the first step. The second step is you have to add this command as well in did finish launching with option. So I'm going to copy that and paste it here. Okay, so here I need to paste this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. So okay, I'm going to copy this fully so you'll understand and then paste it here. You can see add this line using the API key obtained from Google Console. What is that? Okay, so in order to do this, you have to have some things in your hands, right? So the first thing is to have Google Maps. You have to have a paid Google Cloud account, which you have to provide your credit card details and verify everything. And okay, so here to enable Google Maps, you have to have paid Google Cloud account. Okay, where you have to provide your credit card details, etc. So that is the first criteria. Okay, so I already have my paid Google Cloud account here. So in order to create the key that they have mentioned here, you can go to app API and services, credentials, etc. And then tap on create credentials and then tap on create API key. Okay. So once you have done that, I'll tell you what to do next. So this is there. So this is for iOS. I will also explain each and every step for Android as well. So this is done. I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay. Now what happens is this, let's say people can get the IP or the iOS app when we are published it to the app stores and they can take this key and then use it in their own application. So we shouldn't allow that. So to not to allow that, what we are going to do is we are going to tap on this one. It says, okay, I'm going to go back. It says the API key is restricted to prevent unauthorized use and quota theft. Restrict your key to limit how it can be used. Okay. So I'm going to tap on this and then I'm going to use iOS apps. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the bundle ID. So what is the bundle ID? So in order to open the bundle ID, you have to go to Xcode and open your project. Okay. So I'm going to do that now. So I open my Xcode. So you can get the bundle ID from here. So I'm going to go to this, my project. And then here I have the bundle identifier. Okay. So com.upload. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here and add com.upload and then tap on done and then restrict the key to be only used for Maps. Okay, Maps SDK for iOS. Okay, so the power with iOS is your app can be distributed outside the app store. Apple doesn't allow that unless the app is a jailbroken one. Okay, once I have done that, if I tap on save, my API key will be only used in my project, and if it gets leaked, right, they can't use it because no, it's completely secure. The API key is restricted to only that bundle ID. You can see here it's restricted to iOS apps and then only one API. Okay, and then I have pasted it there. So that is the Google, no, like the iOS configuration. And then one more is you have to go to the pod file. Go to pod file, and then here they are saying 14.0. That is too old. Use 15.5. Like right now most of the users use 17. What this is below 15.5 or 14, the iOS version 14. Like in Android we have 13, 14, right? In iOS we have 17, 18, 19. So below this version the app won't install for other users. So you add that there, and then you scroll down, and then you copy this command, and then you paste it here. Okay, and then what you have to do is you have to again run pod install and then press enter. Okay, so the pods will be properly installed. That's it. He's saying that's it, you made it. Okay, the one more thing is this is only for Google Maps. For Apple Maps you don't have to do anything. The Apple Maps is automatically configured for your project. Okay, right, and it's free to use. Once you have done the pod install, etc., it will be automatically available for you. Right. Next is the Android version. Okay, that is the most important side. Right. For the Android version, what you have to do, go to Android manifest.xml, and then I'm going to copy this. So where is Android manifest.xml? I'm going to go here, my Android app source main res, sorry, not res, Android manifest.xml. I'm going to scroll down, and then I'm going to add this here. Okay, same way they are saying your Google Maps API key. I'm going to go here, tap on create credentials API key. Okay, once the API key is created, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. Oh God. Copy this and then paste it here. Once that is done, close. Same way you have to restrict it. So this restriction is slightly, you have to listen carefully here. Okay. You can also change the name here. It's up to you, right? You have to tap on Android apps. And the next step is you have to tap on add and then enter the package name. What is the package name? The package name will be available at the top. Okay, it's not top, it's not there for some reason. So you would go to build.gradle. It's interesting, it's not there. But okay, so I'm just going to search. Oh, sorry, in here it says, sorry. So this is your app's package name. So what you have to do, you copy this and then you paste it here. The next step is the most important one. And then if you have multiple environments, right, like you test the app rigorously, I'll tell you how to secure this key for everything, like for all those things, right? Now here I have two things. One is release.jks and then debug.keystore. So what is this? So in Android, when you upload the app to the App Store, like the Google Play Store, right, you have to attach the release key store. Like you have to bundle the app to an APK or an AAB and then upload it to Google Play Store. Okay. At that time, like when you upload the app, you will upload it with this key, and then Google will also provide you a extra key. Okay. So I'm going to go here. This one. So you have one is a debug key, which you can which you use to test it locally. That is number one. Number two is a production key, which you use to upload it to the Play Store. Number three is the key provided by Google itself. So this many people miss. Okay. So once you upload it to the Play Store, you would have something called App Store config or something be signing, etc. would be at the left-hand sidebar. You tap on that and get the SHA-1 keys, and then you have to add them again and again here. Okay. So you have to do that for all these steps. So for example, this is there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use reveal in Finder, and then there is an application called Key Store. You have to download it for both. It is also available in Windows and Mac OS. So you have to download it, install it, and then all your Key Store and JKS files will be available in that manner. So I'm going to open this. and then it will have a password. So I need to enter the password and get the SHA-1 file. Right? Okay, so I have entered that. I open this. No. Okay, so I open this. I get the SHA-1 key. Okay, I can literally copy this, copy, and then paste it here. The same way, I need to do again com.apollo shard, and then get the key from, like, get the SHA-1 from release.jks, as well as get the key from Google Play, and then add it again and again here. Okay, once you have done that, scroll down, district key, select APIs SDK, Maps SDK for Android. So once I have done that, tap on OK and then save. Okay, that's it. That's how you secure your API keys, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's the initial steps you have to take to enable React Native Maps for both what where is it, like Apple Maps, sorry, for Google Maps in iOS and Android. Next, let's get into this integration, right? So we have installed that particular library. So what we are going to do, so for first thing is I'm going to run the library, sorry, run the app again in iOS. So once I run that npm run iOS, I will get this particular UI. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable Google Maps here. Okay, I'm going to copy some code. I'm going to use some code and then enable both Google Maps and Apple Maps here. And I'm going to show how that works. Okay, so the first part, I'm going to discuss everything about React Native Maps here. And then the second part, I will discuss how you can use React Native geolocation to track the background location of the user. The third part would be using these two React Native Maps and then React Native geolocation to to get all the location of the user and then stream it to a Supabase backend. You can also use Firestore and whatever you want. Okay, whichever solution you want. Okay, this is a small scale app. Okay, we are just going to connect with these 1,000 students. For this app, this is enough. But for I will also make an advanced tutorial as well. Okay, so I'm going to go here and then okay, the app is is running. No, so I have, like, this is a production application, but no, I have, I won't be updating anytime soon. So I just used it for my YouTube videos, right? So this is a stack. In the stack, I'm going to go to BG tracker maps, right? Now you can see I'm going to comment this code out, so you'll be confused. Let's comment all these things out. Okay. So here, as you can see, I have used the tag from map view or from React Native Maps. Okay, so to see that, I'm going to go to React Native Maps, and then here we have finished the setup, installation instructions, and all these things. Next one is to literally use the map inside our component. Okay, so to render a map, after you do all this configuration, to render a map, you can simply copy this and you can paste it here, and then a map will be a map will show. Okay, but it will not show properly like how I have done here. Okay, so to show it in this manner, you can use the configurations that I have used here. Okay, so in a view tag, I have used map view, and then I have used the style, which is a style, like I have the map, I make the map have a full width of that screen, and then full height of the screen, so that it it looks complete, right? It looks full, right? The next step is I can also enable dark mode. With dark mode enabled, I can also do that. Okay, and then I can change this to dark, and do that, and then it will change to dark. But I personally I don't like this now, so I'm just going to keep it light. And then I can also use show user location prop. I can go to the left to have that nice blue icon there. And then as we can also allow the map to follow the user's location. Okay, same way the zoom control enabled. So for example, I can also I'm zooming in, right? I can disable the zoom as well. The show compass, the compass would be shown somewhere in the Google Map site, and you can also enable it, disable it. The same shows user location, and the last one is the map padding. So many people miss the map padding, and what I have seen is this particular logo, right? It gets overlapped with the bottom tab. Okay, this bottom in iOS we have this. It overlaps with the safe area view. So you can use map padding to adjust these things, right? And then zoom enabled equal to true. Now, to enable Google Maps in iOS, you can simply go there and use provider. The provider is to Google. Okay. Once I have done that, okay, the app crashed. So what I have to do, I have to reload the app, and then it would, it would work. You can see Google is there, and then we have our Google Maps enabled here. Okay, so we have Google Maps SDK working properly in iOS. That's how you do it, right? So one more is I will go to my previous video. So in this video, I would have discussed in depth on how you can get location, or you can request permission from the user, and what are the different types of locations they are available. So please check out this particular guide, so that in the Android side, so in the Android, so if I go to think source main and Android XML, here you would have find location and course location. You should have this here, so that your app will automatically get location, like ask location to the end user. And you can also use a library called react native permissions to do that as well in iOS. So if I go to iOS, and then in the info.plist, you can see I have something like what is this, ns location always when in usage description, etc. So if you see this guide, I would have explained it very clearly. That's why I have 34 likes and 2600 views. Okay, so we have to do that so that you will be able to see this blue location there. Okay, so that's the initial React Native Maps integration. Now, what is our plan? Our plan is to have two things. One is, no, like we are going to, like we have a restaurant, and then from that restaurant, the driver is going to drive to the user's location. So we need to use something called a marker tag for this. So I'm simply going to copy this, and then close all these things, and then I'm simply going to go here and add it there. So marker, and then in the marker, what I can do is okay, let's search. Let's get some locations. So here I have location of Auckland. So if I butchered the pronunciation, please don't beat me. So I'm going to go here and then add this here, and then get one more location and add that here. Okay. So okay, let's do that. Sorry. No need image, etc. Let's use that marker. And once that is done, let's zoom in. Okay, Google will be slow here, so I'm just going to hide it. No, what I would say is I'm going to go here. Okay, the marker went there. I think it should be minus longitude. Okay, now it's at the proper place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll inside. Okay, now I'm going to add a title. So title of what? Let's take the a driver. Let's use driver, and then one more is, let's use 7, some random like away location. Use 6, and then let's use user. Okay, they change the color of the coordinate from, I think, color. Let's go here to here, and then in the marker. So marker component, you can tap on that marker component and get this pin color. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use pink or purple. Is purple is there? Okay, pin color, and then for user I will use blue. If I do that, let's see what happens. Okay, we have that purple, and then we also have blue. Okay, so I can zoom in further. This is outside somewhere, so I'm going to change it to 9. Okay, right, this is superb. Okay, so the restaurant is somewhere in the city, and then the user is somewhere in outside Berkeley, right? Now, what? So we have the markers ready. The next step is to add. Next step is to get the driver location. So for that, okay, so drive, we have the driver. So let's change this to restaurant, restaurant, and then use this. Change this to what, 85. Change this from this to red, and we will use what, driver. Okay, the driver is here. I think, okay, drive 8084. Okay. Okay. The driver is near the, let's assume that the driver is near the restaurant. Okay. Now what is our objective? Whenever the driver moves from this location, we have to plot a route onto the map. Okay. Now comes the part 2. We are going to use a library called React Native Community Geolocation. Okay, so this is a very good library which a lot of apps use, and then I'm going to dive into each and everything which are required to make, like, no to understand what is happening in the backend on the background, and then answer all the queries that I have here. So for example, in here I have so many things to discuss. I will discuss each and everything. Okay, the first thing you have to do is search in Google about this library and then go to this GitHub page. Go here, copy this, and then paste it in your console. Okay, once you have done that, go to CD, go to iOS folder, and then do pod install. And then you have to provide the required permissions in plist as well as in Android manifest.xml. Okay, that's it. Right. The next step, we are going to see how you can use that library. Okay. So what he is saying is, this module was created on the geolocation or split out from the core. Like before this, geolocation was available in the React Native core file itself. Now it's in a separate community based library. Okay. So he's saying like the web one, it has the same specs as the web one. Okay, we don't need to go into that. So if you have used the same features in, let's take in React.js application or in normal JavaScript based apps, where like you would have used geolocation API, web APIs to get the user's location etc and stream it. Okay, so it applies the same here as well. That's the coding side, but the underlying logic completely differs, because here we tap into the native code for Android and native code for iOS to get all these functionalities done. Okay, now I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here. So that is step number 1. Step number 2 is I'm going to configure it. So I'm going to copy this and then paste it here, but there is no config provided here. So I'm just going to uncomment this one. Okay, so I'm going to discuss what all these things are, and then from there we'll discuss how we can improve it. Okay, so we provided that, and then in the set configuration we have these 4 things. Okay, skip permission request, don't use this. I recommend to always have it as false. Okay, because you have to get proper permissions from the user to get their location and stream it to your server. So use it as false. Next one, authorization level is what, it's iOS only, it's not in Android. It's either when in use, always, and auto. So what is this? Please view this video, but I'll just recap it. What is always? Always is, so okay, there are, before understanding what this is, you have to understand how a mobile application works literally. Okay, so in a mobile application we have 3 states. One is the foreground, which is the app is actively in the foreground, that is the user is actively using the app. Next one is background. Okay, which means the app is in the background like this. Okay, you are using some other app, the app is in the background. Next one, I'm going to go here, and the last one is quit/kill state, where the user has literally closed your app fully. Okay, like this is quit state. Okay, so let's go here. It's if always is, even if your app is quit state or kill state, it will work. When you use this, if your app is in your background or foreground, it will work. Okay, auto, I don't know what auto is, but these 2 things I know. This is the literal value of that. Okay, so the next one, auto is what they are saying is whatever the permissions level the user has given. But I recommend either using this when in use, because like for a real-time delivery application, if your driver has to have your application in the foreground, right, then only everything will work properly. Even if it's in background, it will also work, but if it like literally quits the app, it won't work. Next one is enable background location updates. When using skip permission, toggle whether automatically okay, this defaults to true, because the app has to collect like for example, a user moves from point A to point B, the app has to this particular library will get the location, and then it will keep it there. You can use it however you want. You can stream it to the servers, etc. The location provider is from Android only. I recommend to use Play services because they have superior ones. Because for example, if your app is already in the Play Store, you can literally use the powerful services and the APIs from Google to make this happen. Okay, so you have done that. Next is request authorization. You can view my video where you can either do in this way. Both are the same. They call the same APIs, but I recommend you using a library called React Native Permissions. So this is the library. You can see React Native Permissions. So you use that to get the permissions from the user, right? Next, this is the get current and watch position. I will explain them one by one. Okay. So let's assume that we have never seen this React Native Permissions library, but only this one. Okay. So initialize the required parameters there. What is the next step? The next step is to get the permission. So use effect. So okay, let's take the user opens your app again. What happens? The component mounts. Okay, when the component mounts for the first time, what you can do is you can call this particular function from geolocation library to get the required permissions. Okay, so you can simply call this. Okay, you can simply call this one, and then this. So here, this is the states. Okay, you will get the code and message, etc. For example, your user has denied permissions. You can prompt him again and again. You have to enable permission so that you can use this application, right? So you can do all these things here. So in the security, I will just simply what is this? This is not allowed in JavaScript. It's allowed in TypeScript. I'm going to remove this. So we'll use it like this. So the error will be gone. Okay, sorry. This should be this only, right? So this is for success, and this is for error. Okay. So this is done. Next step, you have requested permission. You got the permission. Next step, to get the current position of this is the most important part. This is where the entire logic of your app works, and then this is where this leads to all the 10 videos I have done, the 40 minutes that I have spoken in this video to this point. Okay, so with the help of this get current position, what you can do is you can go inside. Then after this command, you can go inside here, or mostly you should use it here. But for sake of this video, I'm going to use it here. Okay, so what happens is when you use this particular library, this particular function, you are going to get the current position of that particular user. Okay, so when it is successful, you will get all these coordinates. So mainly what we are looking into is the latitude and the longitude, nothing else. But if you are making a hiking app like Strava, etc., the altitude, accuracy, and all these things will be very useful. Okay, and then if it is not like the user has not given the correct permissions, you can literally what I would say is like you would get the correct error codes here, and you can move forward with that. So what I'm going to do is this is wrong. So success, remove all this. Okay, and then next one is the options. I will discuss what the options are. Okay, so positions. Okay, what is this? Okay, here. Okay, this is confusing. So what I'm going to do is first one, if it is successful, right? So if it's successful, what we have to do? Console.log. Okay, get the current position. We are going to get the positions, or what I would say is the data points. Actually, you can call it anything you want. I'm going to call it data points, and I'm going to use data points here and then call it here. So if I go to the command prompt, you can see I got back like the required data here with the latitude and the longitude. Okay, so you can do one more where you can destructure this like this chords, and then you can use it. Actually, this should also have this, and then you can use the chords here. Destructuring is a fundamental JavaScript concept which you need to know, where we can destruct. This is itself an object, right? We can destructure this and go inside that object to get the object element directly. That's what we are doing now. When we do that, you can see we got we just got this values back. We can do it one more to get the latitude and longitude from the chords. So we'll get the latitude and longitude from this chords by destructuring in further. And if I go here, if I use latitude and longitude, console.log this, I'll get these values. Okay, next step. So this is successful. What if it is failure, right? Like it didn't work properly? You can no, I'll use error, and then I will call this function. In this one, what I can do is I can use console.log and error the values out. And then with respect to the error codes, I can use some alert message or models, etc., to prompt the user to provide permission, location permissions to get the required values. The next step is the most important one, which is the options, which they have said here: timeout, maximum age, and high enable high accuracy. Okay, timeout. What he is saying is a positive value representing maximum when the device is allowed to take in order to return a position. Okay, what I recommend is, so for example, if the user is like if for some reason the location is not able to, the device is not able to get the location back, and the library is not able to get that as the location, right? So you can provide a timeout value here, which will denote that okay, if it is not like you didn't get the location back in this particular amount of time, just to provide a what I would say is a error value back. Okay, it defaults to 10 minutes for now. Don't touch it. Next one is the maximum age. It's a positive value indicating the maximum age in milliseconds of a possible cached position. Okay, for now it means the device cannot use okay, if set to 0, it means the device cannot use a cached position and must attempt to retrieve the real current location. What I recommend is to use 0 only. Okay, so you want to get the live current location of the user. If it is set to maximum is to infinity as a default value, it can get a cached value which may be wrong. You want the correct location of the present location of the user. So it's set to 0. Next is enable high accuracy. So for example, sometimes the GPS won't be available in your device. What happens is your device will get the location of, like for example, if you are connected to a Wi-Fi, right? Your device will try to get the location, the latitude and longitude coordinates of that Wi-Fi which it has connected to. So what I recommend is to use enable high accuracy true. Okay. So if set to false, a Wi-Fi location will be requested. No, I want only the GPS location. That is done. Okay. So now to see this working, so this is always going to India because I am there only. Right? So here I'm going to scroll further. Go in further. Okay. So I am here, right? I am in this location. So this is not a marker that I have created. So I'm going to do one thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use const user coordinates. I'm going to create a state const user coordinates set user coordinates, and I'm going to use state of what latitude of 0 and then longitude of 0, and then I'm literally going to set these values here. So set latitude here and longitude here. Okay, once I have done that, I can create a state value, like create a custom marker here. So I'm going to go here and use user coordinates, and then I'm going to go here and then current. I'm going to change this title to current location, change this value to orange, and then I'm literally going to use the latitude from whatever we have got from the library. So user coordinates dot latitude, user coordinates dot longitude. Okay, done. So if I go here, if I scroll out, let's go here, zoom in further. Let's see what is happening. So zoom in further. You can see we have the current location selected. We got the current location from the library, and then we have added a custom marker there. That's how you do with this library. Step number 1. Step number 2 is the peak. No, it's an advanced step where, okay, I hope you understood till now. From here we are going to go overdrive. Okay, it's going to be very complex from now. The next step is to watch the location of the user as he moves. Okay, so in order to do that, I already have made this particular function. I'm going to uncomment that one and I'm going to discuss what that is. Okay, so what happens here is we have, okay, I'm going to copy this because we already have a use effect, and then I'm going to simply use it here, and then remove this. Okay, so what we have done here is, as you can see, we have used a function called WatchPosition, which will watch the position of the user as he moves. Okay, and it will get the same latitude, longitude, and other values here. We don't need require this. So it will get the same values here every 10 seconds. Okay, how does that happen? So watch position, right? So if I scroll down in here, you can see geolocation dot watch position is there. In here we have the interval and all these things. Here, supported options, interval, Android only. It's available only in Android. So if you see iOS only, Android only, it is available only to that platform and it will not work in the other platform. You have to be very clear on this. So interval, Android only. So it won't be working in iOS. Still, you will see the rate in milliseconds at which your app prefers to receive location updates. Note the location updates may be somewhat faster than this rate to optimize for battery usage. This is the most important one is the battery usage, which I will discuss now. Okay. So what I recommend is to use 10 seconds or 10 to 5 seconds. But I'm okay for the okay for I'm going to go here and then for real world use case use 5-second interval. Okay, for this video I'm going to use 2 seconds. Okay, so you can see this is in milliseconds, right? I'm going to change it to 2000 milliseconds. That is done. Next, the fastest interval, the fastest rate in milliseconds at which your app can handle location updates. You don't need to set. I'm not going to set it. It's not required. Time mode, the same time mode which we discussed here. It also repeats. The concepts also repeats. Okay. So let's this set it to 10. The next one is the maximum age. What I'm going to do, I'm going to have it to 0 because I don't want a cached value. Enable high location, high accuracy should be true. I want only from GPS. Next one is the distance filter. The minimum distance from the previous location to exceed before. Okay. This is more important, but this guy is saying defaults to 100 meter. I don't want 100 meter. So what is this is? So okay, why this is going to that location? Okay, so I'm going to go here. Okay, I think okay, I will go here. Okay, so we are at this particular location right now. There are two parameters. Okay, one is the location will be emitted back to us after 10 seconds or 5 seconds or 2 seconds or whatever seconds we have provided. And then one more filter is if the user is in here, right, and the user has not moved more than 100 meters or 200 meters or whatever meters we have provided here, the location will not be emitted back. So what I would say is set to 0 to not filter by location. Okay, it's up to you. It's up to your business logic. But I recommend to set it to 0 so that, let's take your driver is at this place. Okay, I'm going to tap. Okay, I think I can't tap. Okay, so your driver is at this place in your map, and then he has moved he has moved only 50 meters, but it has taken 20 seconds because we know in metro cities in India the traffic is too much. Okay, but still, if you want to grab that location from the library, what you can do, you can use distance filter of 0. So I'm going to use distance filter 0. It's already there. Next one is the use significant changes. Very, very important one. Use the battery efficient native significant changes APIs to return location. This is very, very important. Okay. So locations will only be returned when the device detects a significant distance has been breached. Battery optimizations is a huge problem in Android. Okay. So if the battery is very low, the location updates won't work. Okay. What I recommend is to change it to false. Because as I said, this still it depends upon your business use case. For our use case, the distance doesn't matter. We just want to get the location back, like for every 2 milliseconds. So for every 2 seconds. Once this is done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and use console.log and then latitude and longitude. Okay, I'm going to log it. Next step. So here, right here. So now how can we emulate the location in iOS? I will also do that in Android because Android is slightly slower, right? So I'll also explain this here. And then I have a large set of issues that I want to discuss in Android when I get there. Okay. Here, what happens is the location is here only. We want the user to move so that, okay, I'm going to go here and comment this out. It's not required anymore. So when the user moves, right, the location will be console.log. So location mode. Okay. Or change mode is no, not good. Location change. Okay. Until then, the emitter will not fire. Okay. I'll also explain how the native modules also work. So native modules work. Right. I'll also explain after this. Now, in order to simulate the location of the no, what I would say, this particular like location to move from one place to another, you can do two things. One is you can go here features, and then you can literally change this from. Okay, I'm going to use this. Okay, I'm going to go here features location, and then I'm going to change this from custom location to Apple. Okay, once I have done that, so I'm going to okay, sorry, like that won't work. Actually, that won't work. You can scrap that. Right. What is going to work, I'm going to show you now. Okay, you can scrap that completely, but this is one way. If you see this video, you can know that. So in the features, in the location, we have that, right? The next step is, in my previous video I would have discussed this one. So you have to install this particular software by seeing my previous video, and then see what I'm going to do. I'm going to use simulate. So I'm going to use from here. Okay, from point A. So from point A to point B, I'm going to make a route and then simulate a route. Okay. Once that is done, you can see, okay, what can see the location moves here. Okay. I think I have to reload this one or else it won't work. So I'm going to reload this. You see, right. What is this? So I'm going to, okay, it works. I'm going to show it to you now. So I'm going to go here. Zoom is so slow in emulator. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in further inside. Okay. Here you can see the route. The location is moving, or the simulator's location is emulating from this point, like from whatever point to this point here, and then whatever the, like, we are also watching the location getting moved for every 2 seconds. So 1 2 1 2. Okay, you can see, right? It is moving for every 2 seconds. Like, we are getting the logs back for every 2 seconds, right? You can also change, like, it's up to you. Like, sorry, that is only for Android. In iOS, it's seamless. Like in Android, there are always so many restrictions there. For iOS, it's smooth. Now we got this location, right? How did we get this? How does the native modules work? So in order to see how the native modules work, what you can do is you can go here and use command click if you are in Android. Sorry, if you are in like Mac OS. If you see, they would have used something called native event emitter. Okay, so if I go here in this one, CLI, okay, CLI, not CLI, I think code geolocation, iOS, in the if you see carefully, if I scroll down, okay, emitter, okay, emitter, they don't, okay, emitter. Here you can see, they would have used something called an emitter, okay, they didn't use the exact one, but the concept is, what happens here, I will draw a diagram in Excalibur so you will understand. So what they're using is, in the native side, in shift slash Kotlin, you will have what they have done is, in the shift and Kotlin, you have the native geolocation APIs, and this particular library accesses that with the help of RCT event emitter, RCT event module in iOS, and in Objective C. In Kotlin, they use something called add package, and then from there they would use, I think, RCT extend module. Sorry, all these native modules, they will extract the functions from there, and they will emit the events to the end user. Actually, there is no need to learn this, but learning this would make you understand. Oh, they are using the native APIs, and then making a bridge, a React Native bridge, and then sending all those values to the front end. so that we can get the values and use it for our own use case. Okay, so they are using the native geolocation APIs and then bridging it, and then sending values to the React Native side. Okay, this is how advanced React Native works. But there is no need to worry about that now. Okay, so but you can see the source code here. It's open source, right? You can see it there, right? Now we got the location. So what is the next step? So the next step is to paint the routes like this onto the map. So how we can do it? We can do it with help of React Native Maps polyline prop or a component. So if I go here we have polyline, right? I'm going to tap on that, and then I'm going to use something like polylines. I'm going to literally copy this entire code, copy that, and then I'm not going to use the gradient and all. Okay, I'm just going to copy that, and then if you see carefully, okay, I'm going to go here, use what const route coordinates and set route coordinates is equal to use state of array. And then here what I'm going to do, whenever the location of the driver changes, I'm going to add those locations here. Okay, so dot dot dot, I'm going to add the location. Okay, I'm going to get the previous values that are there. Actually, that sorry, not here. Coordinates itself, and then I'm going to add the latitude and longitude values inside that array. Okay, once I have done that, I'm going to get this particular state, take that, go to the polyline and add it here. You can see in the coordinates what is the prop. Actually, I need to call this. So polylines from React Native Maps. Once I have done that, I can use command click. You can see lat and long. So the type is latitude and longitude. So I should have the lat and long values there. And then if I have that values there, and then one more, what I can do is I can use it as hot pink. Okay. And then no need is stroke colors, etc. The stroke width I wanted less. You can get all the props that you can use here, line join and all these things. But for now, this is enough. Once I have done that, I'm going to save. Okay. So I'm going to go back to that location. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to go back to this particular location. Okay, now the next step is to what? The next step, sorry. I'll go here. Here I have this, right? Now I'm going to do the same thing. In this software, I'm going to use from here to here. Sorry, from here to here. And then I'm going to make a route. And then I'm going to simulate a route. So what happens, you see, okay, see the routes didn't work properly there. Okay, the location didn't change. Okay, I know what is happening. So I'm going to just reload. You can see now it's working properly. Now I'm going to go back to that location. Go here. Okay. So for some reason it is not getting applied. So let's debug that, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here and literally get all these coordinates values back and then paste it here. Let's see what is happening. So if I do that, oh, okay, hot pink won't work. So that's my mistake. It's red. It should be red. You can see it works. Okay, right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use 6 because I didn't like it. 6 also I don't like. I'm going to use 10. And then I think Zomato uses this color, right? So I'm going to get that color. What is this color? Okay, get that color. Copy this. And then go back to this one. And then use that there. Okay, now we literally have the Zomato's color. Okay, so we have to do it again. Why? Because of this one, because this is an event emitter. I am going to discuss that next. Okay, so okay, first let's discuss that and why the event stopped. Okay, So as I said, this geolocation at watch position is an event emitter from the backend where the location is emitted from the native side, not the backend, from the native side to the front end side. What happens is when the state changes or something happens in the development side, the what I would say is the emitter will get cut off. Okay. So what happens is it will not return back the locations. Right. So in order to press that properly in iOS, simply what you do, you just reload the location and then go to your current place. Okay. Scroll further. Sorry, zoom further in. You have this right. Now see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this tool and then I'm going to simulate from A to B. You see. Okay. It's okay. Okay. I understand what is happening. Okay. I'm going to just reset this. Okay. So what is this location? Stop stimulation. So I'm going to get this location, okay, this particular location, and then set to coordinate. Oh, sorry, set to current location. Sorry, set to A. Sorry. Okay. One more is, so our user is currently here. So I'm going to go here, save this. Okay. Let's zoom in. Okay, what I'm going to do is, okay, this is like slightly irritating for me to go back again and again. I'm going to add the initial region there. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Sorry, this is okay. In this one, get this initial region and then add it there. Okay, so if I do that, no need to go back again and again. Okay, so okay, best is user coordinates dot latitude and longitude there. So let's use this there. Okay, perfect. No need to move forward anymore. So we are at this particular location, right? So now let's console.log and get this one. So let's use console.log and then get the user coordinates, etc. Okay, we got this right. So what is this? This is at this one. Let's go to the tool and then let's use set to coordinate. So the set to coordinate is this, and then longitude is this. Okay, let's use that. Move current location. Okay, that is there, right? Next one we will use 2. The second route would be here. Single 2 and make route. Okay. Set to B. Save. Okay. Reset. Okay. So set to coordinate. Okay. Set to A. Make route. For some reason this is not working properly. Okay, here. So set to A, set to current. Okay, set to A, and then the next one is this. Okay, so here if you see what I'm going to do, I'm going to tap on. I'm going to move this here, reduce this size. Okay, I can't reduce it further. So I'm going to go here and add simulate from A to B. Okay, it's working properly now. If I zoom further, okay, it is not watching the location. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to reload it. So if I, okay, see what is happening. As the user moves, the coordinates also move. Okay, we get the coordinates in the logs, and then that is painted onto the map. Okay, so that is done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload this page. You see what I'm going to do. This is I'm going to use what a reset from this point. For some reason, set to A. Okay, so set to A. Reset. Okay, sorry. Stop simulation. Tap this, and then I'm going to go here. You can see you have to tap on make route, and then simulate route. Okay, I'm going to use simulate route here. See carefully what is going to happen. So I'm going to scroll in. Simulate route from A to B. Okay. Actually, it's not similar. Actually, it's reset. It should be from stop. From here. Stop. Okay. So from this position, stop. Okay. From here to here, make route and then simulate route. Okay. It should be simulate route. Now from this place, it automatically draws the like we get the sorry. If I go here, we go to the this again. We get the lat and long, and then we draw a polyline over it. Okay, that's how you can achieve the functionality of whatever Zomato is doing here or Uber is doing here. Okay, so this is for the and iOS side. Right, that's it for iOS. iOS side actually works properly. Okay, there is no need to worry in the iOS side. The tough part is the Android side. Now I'm going to discuss each and everything in the Android side. Okay, I'm going to discuss all the issues users face, and then I'm going to also share these links with you. Okay, so in order to do that, I'm going to go to the command prompt and then run npm run android to open up Android simulator. Okay, so I'm going to tap on this link, first link. The best part of React Native is what? Like for example, if I go here, the same code will apply to Android as well. There is no need to change anything. Okay, what you have to know is you have to know some quirks, right? Like we call it as quirks, which you have to know to make this work. Okay, in Android, right? And one more thing is the set watch ID, which I forgot to mention. As this is an event emitter, it gives out ID. Like for example, you open the app. What happens is when you start watching the position, it immediately generates an ID. Now you can provide a button. So in this video, I would have shown that. So for example, if I move to the right, in this video, you have this play button and pause button, right? So what I would have done is like in the set watch ID, right? So like when the user taps on this, I can use so like for example, the location is not started watch now. Like it's not currently watching the user's location. So it's there is nothing there, right? So what you can do is you can rather than putting this into use effect, you can put that into a function, little function, and then you can use geolocation.watch position and then get that ID. And then if you want to stop watching that position, what you can do is you can use geolocation.clear watch of that particular watch ID, which you have stored at the top. Okay, and then you can resume it and then pass it. You can do the like resuming and the passing again and again in this manner. Okay, so I'm just not going to do that now. So I'm just going to use it there. Okay, you can like this. That is the functionality of that. Now it's running in Android. Like Android emulator is slow. So I'll go here. Same error. Okay, insufficient install space. Okay, so for that to work, I'll go here, app info, uninstall, and tap on OK. Okay. Okay, I'll run the app, let it run. Okay. Next one, let's discuss each and every issues that people face, right? So what are the issues people face and how you can solve that as well. So the first one is this. So not here. Let's go to my other account here. Troubleshooting GPS issues. Okay, GPS, like all these things you can read. What happens is, this is the important part. Steps to take when investigating GPS issues on Android devices. Okay, here they are saying be sure Strava is allowed to use your like you have to do this for your app as well. In iOS, it's the same configuration. Like the iOS app will have the same look for all the app like they are Apple devices. They are single companies operating system. Everything is the same. But in Android, as Android is open source, there are so many companies with their own configurations, right? So you have to understand how it works for each and every brand by reading all these things. Okay. So for HTC, it's some in this way. For a Huawei, it's in this way. And then LG, Samsung. Like Samsung is a very popular phone, right? OnePlus. So what you have to do is here. disable any battery saver options including power saver mode, or else what will happen is when you are, okay, say while using the app, okay, it's somewhere in some motion. So I'm going to open it again. What is this? Let's see. I literally okay. Now it's working. Actually, it's literally working. I just ran the command and it's working. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, you see, okay, let's discuss this and come back to that again in Android side. So we have to like ask your drivers or delivery drivers or your users to do this stuff manually, so that the watch position works properly for Android versions. Okay, read all these things. This is number one, and then number two link is this one for Samsung devices. It's saying the GPS location on my device is inaccurate. How do I fix it? So you can send this link to your users and then they can do it. So you can see connected to a weak signal, etc. Okay, the deeper signal may be lost. This one, link number two. Link number three is this one. For some reason, it's not loading. So I'll share that link. You can see it, but it's not that much required. These two are I felt this is the superb links to optimize your Android app. Okay, Android side of getting the locations. Okay, so no, I think no other video in the internet shows this. I'm showing this so that you can make your apps stand out and work properly for our Android users, even with lower end devices. Now, the second step in iOS, we saw that the location is moving here and there, right? Now, let's see the same thing for Android. So, I will reference my own video because I literally forgot how it works. Okay, now, let's go here. Here, this side. Okay, I did all these things here, and then sorry. Okay, I should give the numbers. Okay, I will see here. We'll go here, and then in this section, what we have the location here, right? So what we will do is it is loading, and then I will tap on routes, enable GPS signal. So from Oakland, right? From Oakland, so we already have the required routes here. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to get this, copy this, and then I'm going to I think create a route. I think you should create a route from here to here. Actually, from here, and then I'll tap on this. Starting position is this. Okay, comma, and then next one is this. Okay, paste it here, and then tap on enter. What I'll do, I'll tap on save route. YT, right? YT save. Now you can see the routes are there. Now you see carefully. Here I'm going to do play route. Okay, the route is playing. The emulator's location is literally moved from that place. So I'm going to zoom out. Where is that location? So the location is I think in Oakland. So I need to go further out. Okay, so I'll go further in. I don't know where this is, right? So okay, this is the location. Sorry, I will go further in. You can see it is gradually moving. Okay, it's gradually moving along this line. And then if I go to the logs, right, there is no logs. Why? Because the watch position has timed out. Okay, now I'm going to simply reload it. Okay, if I reload that, let's go here. You can see we got it working. Okay, from this location, it is gradually moving towards the end location in, I think, Adeline Street. Okay, so what we have done, I will reiterate what we have done. The same code, because React Native's power, we have used watch position. We get the latitude and longitude, and then we append it to the array. Okay, by using this set state. Once we append that array, we use that here to draw the coordinates over the map as the driver or the user's location moves. Okay, now actually that is the entire integration. Okay, you can see I just simply did the code in Android iOS and didn't even change anything in Android, and it's working. The only configuration is the installation. Okay, so that's how you can do that. You can also change the interval, etc., and then it will work as smooth as this one. Okay, so whatever you are seeing here, the same way what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the location. I'm going to simulate A from B. I can see it also moves. So I'm going to go here, and then you can see, right, it moves. So that's the entire video. Okay, entire video on this part two, where we discussed all these things. This would be extremely useful for you for this Travis. Travis is very very big app, and you can ask your users to do all these things so that the performance will be good. Right, that is done. And then the next one is we discussed about the issues and the solution. The main issue will be the battery optimization. And then the one more thing is some users asked about the foreground, background, and the quit state. It all depends upon the location that the user has location permission that the user has provided. So, for example, if I go here, you can see if the user uses like while using the app, right, and then if I go here, use precise location, allow all time. If he provides allow all time, you can use a library called react native background actions. Okay, to get the location of the user even if he is in the in a quit state or a kill state of the app. Okay, so you can use react native background actions to check whether, okay, if the app is in quit state, you can use this library, and then you can use this particular function called get current position, and then you can stream it to your server. It's up to you, but you have to be very careful with the Google Play's permission. Okay, like their policies, so that you have to be careful there. Right. So what I'm going to do is let's search that label. Let's search React Native background actions and go there. Let's go here. Okay. React Native background service for running background tasks forever in Android and iOS. Okay. So you can use this particular library to do it. Right. Yeah. So that part is done for the quit state. And then I implemented each and everything that you need to know to achieve this. So I'm just going to like remove all those things, unnecessary things. This is used for resuming slash pausing the geolocation updates. Okay, right, that is done. I'm going to go here and see, it worked, and then the location has stopped moving, and that is also reflected there. Okay, so that is done. And then here, so we did, the main thing is the battery optimization. Okay, the one user asked how to run background and kill state services. Like, I want to use this particular library. Okay, so that you have to configure this library and test it thoroughly in production for this to work. Now, the third step to do this particular concept that we know, all these things that we mentioned before, is we are going to stream the location of the of the Android user to the iOS user. Okay, and then when we stream this location, we are going to get all the location, and then we are going to paint it onto the map here. Okay, that is the challenge that I'm going to do. This is for the normal small, what I would say is a smaller app. This backend configuration will work for a smaller app. For advanced integration, I will do at the end of the video. Okay, for this, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use Supabase. Okay, I'm going to use Supabase Postgres SQL table with rows and etc., where I will stream the location to the to Supabase, or to the table, and then the user will subscribe to the location updates. That's it. Okay, so this is a naive approach. Okay, this is a naive approach, so that I'm going to show you that it works. So for this to work, create a new table in Supabase. So I'm going to use locations, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to have something like user ID, user underscore ID, add columns latitude and then longitude. That's it. Longitude. In this one, I'm going to use, I think, float. Let's use float 8. Yeah, and then once that is done, I'm going to create this particular table. So the table will be created. The next step, what we are going to do is I have already made the functions here. The first one is I'm going as the Android user is going to listen to the changes, and the iOS or the iOS user is going to listen to these changes, and the Android user is going to emit his location to the end user. Why? Because most of the drivers would use Android because Android has a superior battery quality than iOS. I know because no, iOS battery is very bad, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to copy this code and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay. So I've already configured Supabase in my local. So I'm going to just call that. And then I'm going to subscribe to the location of that end user. Okay. Of the driver. This is number one. Number two is this update user location. I'm literally going to copy that and then paste it here. Okay. So what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to stream the location of the Android user to the database with the help of this. Okay, with the help of this particular function. So I'm going to copy this. Actually, it should not be this. It should be I'm going to remove all this. This is and all not required. So I'm going to remove all this code. Okay. Right. Existing location and all not needed. So I'm going to take it out. Error is enough. Right. Now in the update location, I'm going to, you see carefully, I'm going to call it in the watch position here. So I'm going to use what? Async await update user location of driver ID, and then I'm going to send the latitude and longitude in the function calling, right, as a param, and then I'm going to send it here. The user ID is going to be this. Okay, delivery ID. And then I want this to be updated only for the Android user. So iOS equal to Android. So I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I'll tap on this. So the location will be streamed to that user. Now only the iOS user should get it. Okay, this tutorial just for, sorry, this implementation is just for this video. Once this is done, once I show all the full stack implementation, I will show a real world example or the real world architecture. But no, that will, this is already a longer video. But to do that, no, like that would be a later point. Okay, so platform.os is iOS, and then I'm going to use what, this. Okay, completely right. Now on Postgres changes, public schema, table, locations, user ID is what? The driver ID himself. Okay. Driver ID. Let's do that. And then the set location. The set location is what? Set route coordinates. Set route coordinates. And then there is, okay. For now, what we'll do, we will just see what is this, right? So what is this? Now, as a coach, so here, okay, here there we are getting a lot of errors there, not a problem. I'm going to go here. In this, we have created at user ID, etc. So in the update location, we have the locations. I think this is not required at all. So I'm going to remove this. Okay, we are going to simply insert the, okay, updated is not there. It's created at this, created at, so created underscore at. Okay, so it will be auto generated. Okay, so there is no need to add that. Now we are going to insert the location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again play the route. Okay. Okay. Okay, as you can see, we got the location there and then the user ID, latitude and longitude. Now what I'm going to do is, as I said before, in the update user location, I have provided it here. Change some values here to, because we have to update the types here. Right? Like the data type should be proper, but this is just a demo video to showcase how the streaming works, etc. Now what I'm going to do the same thing. When I tap on play route, what happens you see? So when I tap on play route, the value like okay, so I need to add that there. Okay, what is happening here is if I reload it one by one, the latitude and longitude values change. So I don't need this. So I'm going to remove that. we should not upsert it, we should insert it. Okay, so we should insert the values inside that. Once I do that and then try it again, so let's reload. So one more is the driver update user location. So update user location, the driver ID is 1. So let's do reload that again. Then the latitude longitude values change. Okay, so our objective is when the location changes, we are going to send the latitude and longitude to the fire store, through the Supabase table, and then we will be adding the latitude and longitude as rows, right? A rows, and then we'll be getting all those things in the iOS side, and then we'll be painting it onto the map. Okay, so yeah, so that's what is the plan here. Okay, so for this to work, what I'm going to do is simply reload this. Yeah, so what he is saying is a duplicate key, unit constraint, etc. is found. So I'm just going to tap on stop route. Here, this shouldn't be unique. Okay, so I'm going to go here, automatically assign, etc. Is primary key. So the primary key would be. So I'm not going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. Okay, now let's take. I'll do the this again. The location is updated successfully. So I'm going to. Okay, you can see for the user ID of 1, the location is being streamed one by one to here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is in the iOS side, I have written a subscription function which is going to subscribe to all the changes that is going to happen there, and then it is going to paint that onto the map. Okay. So it's loading. Once that is loaded, okay, so it's loaded, and then let's see what is happening here. So if I go here, this one, I'm going to go here, and then in the location table of this one, so supabase.channel. Okay. Yeah, actually it should we should create a channel in Supabase. So I'm going to create it now. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to go here and then tap on edit table, and then you have to use enable real time. Okay, once you have done that, tap on save, because you are going to listen to the real time data there, and then you can see change received, and all these values are here, and they are saying commit timestamp and insert values, all these things are here. Okay, so no primary key, so we need to create a primary key for this. So I'm going to go here and add what, edit a table, and then I'm going to add a column of ID, and then this is going to be what, UID is going to generate it randomly, and then I'm going to do that and tap on save. Okay. Okay, that is added now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all these things, delete the 100 rows. Okay, more and more rows are there. So 500. Okay, delete everything. Delete 100 rows. Delete the excess rows. Okay, delete the 100 rows again, because we don't have the, I think, okay, so I'm going to delete it again. Delete 5 rows. Okay, now I'm again going to play the route. So let's play the route. You see what has happened. Okay, change received and all these things are here. So we are getting this back, right? So what is this? From this one, we are listening to the Postgres changes, and we are getting these values. So console.log, console.log, let's see. Okay, change received, I'll remove this. And then if we check that, what is happening? In the new, we are getting the lat and long. So the same thing, what we are going to do, we are going to copy all this, and then we are going to go here, and then we are going to use, in here we are going to use latitude is to payload dot new dot latitude. Okay, and the longitude we are going to use payload dot new dot longitude. Okay, that's it. And then I'm going to remove this console.log. Once I do that, let's see in the iOS side. Okay, you can see. Okay, now I'm going to show you the power, right? The power of this. I'm going to stop this route. Okay, stop this route, and then refresh everything. I'm going to delete all these things. Okay, close both the apps. Okay, so it's now we are going to complete this video. So I'm going to tap on this, close this. No, I think, yeah. Tap on this and close this. Okay. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to open iOS. I'm going to open Android, and in the Android side, I'm going to make the make this particular make the driver marker move from one place to another. And then in the iOS side, I'm going to listen to all the changes. Okay, so I'm going to remove this again. Delete rows. Okay, delete the rows. Uh, Delete 29. Okay, delete the rows, and then now let's see what is going to happen. Play the route, and now you can see the same place. I'm going to zoom in further. Okay, and see here the location is moving, and then we are emitting the location to Supabase storage or Supabase table, and here we are gathering that information or the markers, sorry, or the new latitude that is being added there, and then we are drawing a route over that. This is the exact configuration that is used by Zomato in a much bigger scale. This is for a very small scale. For what these amount of users that would work. Okay, so that's the integration. I will share this entire code base for you guys to see. Okay, and then this would work properly, right? This is just for a smaller. Okay, like this requires more and more work on this, but I hope you guys understood everything here from the front end and the back end side. Now I will discuss the advanced stuff that I promised to do, which is this one, right? Advanced stuff is nothing but the back end integration. So as far as I am concerned, this is the entire front end integration you have to do. You have to test it thoroughly in both Android and iOS for at least a week with multiple users and running here and there in a real world scenario where we have to test it with the lower battery, no, with less battery and less than 20% and check how it works. You have to tell your drivers to have the mobile phones always charged to the fullest so that the the battery values will be, sorry, the location values will be emitted properly like this. Okay, so that's the entire front end side. Okay, I'll show you again. You can see here. Okay, it is actually working. That's all the front end code that you need to know. Yeah, so I'm going to scroll this because I don't want it to be, the location to be sent to the server again and again, right? So this is, I have discussed all these things. Now you can make your own Uber, Zomato app in React Native with the help of React Native Maps and React Native Geolocation. This is the naive front end, back end side with Supabase code. Now, what is the advanced side? So, how do those big giants do? The Zomato does, right? So now, if we do in this configuration, right, this will work for the front end, but for millions of users, you will be bankrupt in no time because this configuration doesn't work and then it's not secure. So, how do they do it? How they might do it? Okay, how they would do it is, so for the starters, you need to stream. It's a read heavy as well as a write heavy app. So we are going to discuss about the system design, just the basics of this. Okay, so that you will get a whole picture. I'm not going to discuss about creating an order, sending the order, and FCM notifications and this, that, analytics, etc. Just the geolocation and the logistics part. Okay, so first we are going to discuss about the write heavy. Write heavy is what? We have to write the locations to the database, and then it's also read heavy. Oh, like we also have to read as subscribe to the location changes in the database. Okay, one step to do that is we can use either grpc from Golang to have http2 connections, which is a long living connection where we can just get the data, like for example the same way that we have done now, right? We can do two things. One, we can use naive method is to use set interval. For example, if you use express.js route, right, you can literally call the backend API for every 10 seconds or 5 seconds to get the latest coordinates and add it over the map. That is one. Or you can use gRPC to have long living connections to poll the database to get the new one. But that is not a problem. The main problem is writing right. So for write heavy applications, you have to get all the coordinates that the driver is there, right, and then stream it to the like database. Streaming is what, writing to the database, and then this should not overload the server, because for example, if you have thousands and like millions of drivers, millions not possible, but thousands of drivers across the world, what happens is you have to the location will be streamed to your database every 5 seconds. So many writes would happen. So either you can use Kafka, okay, Kafka, or any other what I would say advanced EDA. EDA is what? Event driven architecture, to prevent the overload of the database, and then to make sure that and make sure that it is fault tolerant, and then you can batch write all these locations to the database. Okay, that is for the write heavy one. And then you can also use Redis to stream the location as well. That is one more. You can also use Redis to do the read heavy applications as well here. Okay, what happens is you can add a Redis layer on top of this, and then you can stream the location of the end user or of the right driver to the user with help of PubSub or long living HTTP2 connections, etc. Okay, and then you can also view the historic data in PostgreSQL after all the order is done, right? So that's it for this video. This is the advanced style. So this is the proper style. This is the proper, so you have to do it from scratch. Okay, but Zomato was not built in a day. Okay, it took them 10 to 15 years to perfect till this one. I know I have been using the app for almost 10 years now. So yeah, right. And then one more is, for example, if you see here, if you have used the app, right, what happens is they, and the user moves to this location, from this location to this location, there is a different method. Okay, they get the routes, or for example, they get the routes from the user's location to the driver's current location, and then paint it onto the map. You can do this in multiple ways. You can use Google Maps routes API to do this, etc. Okay, it's all up to how you manage this. So that's it for this video, guys. I discussed all the things which are required to first install React Native Maps. I think I will do this later. But how to install React Native Maps, how to use React Native geolocation library, and how you can use those to get the current location of the user in both Android and iOS, the different options that are required, as well as the issues that many users face, and how you can solve that in Android. And then one more is the foreground. If I scroll down, it's the foreground background quick state with React Native background actions, and then how the battery optimizations should work for your drivers, etc. And the last one is the naive backend integration with Supabase, on how you can stream the location of the driver to your database, and how the user can subscribe to that and get the location and see that onto the map. Okay, this has been a very long video. If you have seen through this video, you will get a lot of insights, and I hope this video will be helpful for you and your company, where on your business, and then you provide proper solutions to your end user. So if you want more videos like this, you can let me know, and you can mail me mail me, where you can ask me to do these implementations for your own apps as well. Yeah, bye.